Greetings Internet, it's Dustin again with my HomeKit Home, and in this video we've got a 2-for-1 special for you. In this one we'll be looking at the VOCOlinc L1 Smart LED color bulb as well as the L2 Smart LED daylight bulb. These bulbs have some similarities, but they have some key differences that we'll be looking at today. So what we'll do is we'll set them up, we'll go ahead and see how they function both in Apple's Home app and in the Linkwise app, and then I'll kind of give you my thoughts on these two bulbs in general. I do want to thank our friends over at VOCOlinc for providing these review units for us today, but you will be getting my unbiased opinion on them. So we've got a lot to talk about today, so let's jump in. As I mentioned earlier, we are looking at the VOCOlinc L1 and L2, but for this unboxing, we'll just look at the L1 because the unboxing experience is pretty much the same. So a little bit of a comparison between these two bulbs. The L1 is the color version. It has 470 lumens, 16 million colors, cool whites to warm whites as well. And the unboxing here is, it's a pretty straightforward thing. We get our customer service card, we have our instruction manual, HomeKit code, all of those goodies. In terms of the L2, it's a little bit different. It's a daylight bulb, so it has a luminous flux of about 650 lumens. It does cool to warm whites as well, and really the unboxing experience is pretty much the same. Both of these bulbs require a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi band, as well as they both work with, of course, HomeKit, but also with Google Assistant and Amazon Alexa. So that's all that's in the box. Why don't we close this bad boy up and get into the setup. So here we are in the App Store, and we'll want to look for the Linkwise app. I've got a few of these products already, so I've already got the app. We'll tap the Add Device button, and once we're there, we'll choose lighting on the left-hand side there, and then choose the bulb we want. It's the L1. I'll save you guys the trouble. This did not work for me, so what I had to do was go over to my phone's Wi-Fi settings and then tap on the VOCOlinc L1 Wi-Fi network. And so it goes through this whole process of joining it, making sure that all of the credentials are transferred over. That's pretty much it. So what happened when I tried to go back to the VOCOlinc app and go through this process again, it wouldn't let me. So ultimately what I did was I set it up using Apple's Home app, and everything worked fine from there. Now this did happen with both the L1 and the L2. There's an extra little step that happens there, but it doesn't really affect the end result, and ultimately we get it into our HomeKit setup and we're all good there. But I would like to see maybe a little bit more consistency in terms of being able to set up the device. Now I do have to admit this isn't really all that surprising to me. This is a fairly common occurrence when setting up Wi-Fi devices with HomeKit, so I'm not too worried about it. So just a few extra moments later, we have our device added to our network. Of course, we can change the icon for the device. We can change it to a lamp or a bulb or an overhead. We can also change the room that it's in, and we can add it to our favorites. I don't really want to change any of that for the time being because we are kind of going through this. And just like with any other bulb, we can turn it on, we can turn it off. If we long press on it, we can adjust the brightness there. We also have all of our different color options here. We can go around and choose from 16 million colors. Although I have to admit, I read the other day that the human eye can only see about 7 million colors. So I'm wondering exactly how we're determining that this is 16 million colors if we can't actually see it. If you have any ideas about it, leave them in the comments down below. Let's look at the Linkwise app. One of the things that I really do like about the Linkwise app is that it gives us some extra features that we don't get with Apple's Home app. It also has some features that we can transfer over to HomeKit that aren't exactly taken advantage of in most third-party HomeKit apps. And we've got another video coming up about how to take advantage of that, so stay tuned for that. But as you might expect, we can adjust all of our colors here on our color wheel. We can adjust the temperatures as well. So some pretty standard stuff there. But some of the features that we don't get with Apple's Home app, we'll take a look at now. So if we tap on the Moments tab at the bottom and then tap on the different effects, we have 3 different effects for the color bulb. We can see that we have a flashing effect, we have a breathing effect, We also have a smoothing effect as well. All those, you can adjust all of the different colors that are included in there. We can adjust the intervals of the changes that they actually make. We can also adjust the brightness as well. So that's a pretty unique feature, I would say. Unfortunately, this only applies to VOCOlinc's color bulbs in this case. It doesn't apply to any other HomeKit bulbs at this time. Another fairly unique feature and kind of a nod to some other HomeKit lighting apps is we can use photos to build a scene as well, which I think again is a pretty unique added benefit to the Linkwise app. So why don't we have a look now at the L2. So of course we can turn it on and turn it off. And if we long press on it, we get into the particulars of this device. And of course we can slide up and down to change the coolness and the warmness of the bulb itself. We can turn it on and off. We can also dim and brighten the bulb as well. If we tap down there at the Moments tab on the bottom, of course we have our same kind of temperature slider there, as well as our brightness slider. But if we go into the effects, now this is really cool. Again, we have 3 different effects here. We do have the breathing effect, as well as a candle effect, which is a little bit different. And also we have the same flashing effect, just like we do with the L1 bulb, except this one, of course, doesn't do colors. Another thing that I really do enjoy about the Linkwise app, and this is one of my complaints about the Philips Hue app, is that here we can actually indicate specifically the Kelvin temperature that we want. That's something that we can't really do with the Philips Hue app. We can do it with the LifeX app, but only for those specific bulbs. Also, you can see here that we can schedule and we can have different times of the day. We can have sunrise, daytime, nighttime, sunset, all of that. And we have different scenes that we can apply here as well. We've also got the option of taking that photo, using the photo from our library in order to create a scene, which is a pretty nice little feature. So as you can see through our setup and kind of our walkthrough of how these 2 bulbs work in the Linkwise app and in Apple's Home app, they have some similarities, but they also have some differences. In terms of the L1, one of the things I do like about it are the added features that we get in the Linkwise app. The color saturation is pretty good. The brightness, not so much. I would like to see it be a little bit brighter, but for the price point, I don't think we can really beat it. In terms of the L2, I think this one, in my mind, is kind of the clear winner here. It's a little bit brighter, coming in at 670 lumens, I believe it is, but also we've got some pretty unique features that we can use with it that we don't get with other kind of daylight, tunable white bulbs. I really like the scheduling that we get in the Linkwise app, as well as the different tunable Kelvin temperatures that we have. Both of these bulbs are pretty compact, about the same size, I would say, and they're great for a lot of different applications, including lamps and different accent lighting and things like that. You know, if we compare both of these bulbs to their competitors on the market, the more expensive competitors like Philips Hue or LifeX, they don't really compare, to be completely honest. These bulbs really, for me, they're more accent lighting, and they definitely have a place in my HomeKit home in particular. Like I said, for accent lighting, for having those little lights that you see but you don't see, if that makes any sense. As I mentioned plenty of times on the channel before, I'm a huge fan of automations and having those little touches that kind of help you know what's going on either inside or outside your home, and these are a great way to do that. For example, with the L1 color bulb, I've got it set up next to my air purifier, and it has the different levels, has different colors depending on the level of air quality in the room, so I can know without even looking at my phone, without asking Siri, any of that, I'll automatically know what the air quality is. In terms of the L2, it's really great for keeping your circadian rhythms in check and making sure that, you know, if you're in an environment that maybe is a little bit dark, that you're waking up to the appropriate temperature light and really helping to keep your biological clock in check. So I'd really like to hear from you on what your preferred lighting setup is in your HomeKit home. Are you team smart bulb or are you team switch? let us know in the comments down below. If you did find our video useful and are thinking about picking up either the VOCOlinc L1 Smart Color LED bulb or the VOCOlinc L2 Smart Daylight bulb, you can find links to both of those in the description box down below. Also in the comments down below, you'll see our videos for how to reset these bulbs in case you ever need to reset them. But also we've got a little interesting video there on some different automations that you can move from the Linkwise app over to Apple's Home app. Something that's pretty unique, and I do recommend you checking out that video. Also in the description box down below, you can find links to all of our social media, and also you can check out the blog at myhomekithome.com. As always, if you found the video useful, give us a big thumbs up if you would, and hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss any videos whenever they're released. Well, looking at my imaginary clock here, it seems like we're out of time for today. Until next time, this has been Dustin with My HomeKit Home. Man, it is hot as the dickens. It's not even summer yet, really. God, man, it's too much. This fly, he's gonna ruin the video. Where'd he go?